casting nervous glances astern as I'm still towing the dinghy, and I'm worried about it broaching as we get into these overfalls, which are created by the contrary current coming out of Woods Hole. But as we get closer to the approach to Hadleys Harbor, the current and the overfalls disappear. Now it's time to take in the staysail to make things a little easier to handle. So we come in past Bull Island into the inner harbor of Hadleys. Once inside the inner harbor, I'm going to use the little putt-putt to get up to the mooring. It's a testament to how well sheltered Hadleys Harbor is. As just 10 minutes ago outside, we had a solid 20 knots of wind, but in here it's barely about 5 knots. But once inside and secure, and with some better weather, Hadleys Harbor is just pure delight. Well, it's Columbus Day weekend. Chris showed up a couple days ago. Hadleys Harbor being one of his favorite weekend getaways. And so we're going to have another one of our friendly races back to Padanaram. And I would like to get back to Padanaram to restock on my provisions, as I'm planning to head out tomorrow southbound for the Chesapeake Bay. Well, we're past the Nun, marking the narrow channel, so now we can bear away. And we can turn that outboard off. Wind and sails are just so much nicer. Looks like I might head out tomorrow morning, head for the bay. We'll see if the weather map holds, but it looks okay. So we get another fun sail on Buzzards Bay here. Now Chris just unrolled more of his Genoa there. This time we're pulling away from him, which is in keeping with gaffers. Once the wind gets aft to the beam, gaffers tend to pick up. So I'm just reef main and staysail here. I'm not going to bother putting on the Yankee. We only got 10 miles to go here. And we're not racing for any silver, so it looks like Chris is going to try going downwind, wing and wing there. Because we're in this situation where the course is such that the wind is so far aft of the beam that your mainsail's starting to blanket the headsail. So you're losing a lot of sail area and a lot of speed. So I'm going to try to stay on this jibe. So we'll see who comes out the winner of this one. And so we return to Padanaram, South Dartmouth. See where all the boats are moored there. Except this time Charis is in our wake. So Ruth Avery takes this one. So the series is tied, 1-all. And I think that the difference was the wind angle. When the wind was forward of the beam, Charis was the faster boat. The wind aft of the beam, Ruth Avery is the faster boat. So once again, we enlist the putt-putt to get us up to the mooring, which it must be admitted is very useful, especially in these really tight quarters. So right after we get secured, Chris is going to give me a ride in his truck to the supermarket so I can get my provisioning taken care of this afternoon, because I would like to get going early tomorrow morning. And so dawns the morning of October 12th. Dinghy is up on deck. Outboard bracket is off. Outboard is stowed. And we are stowed and ready to put to sea. I was hoping for a little more wind. Hopefully there'll be a bit more once we get outside the harbor. Thump, thump, thump. No, I think I'm just going to sail right between them. There you go. Hey, 2 motorcycles, one between. Yeah, that's right. All right, well, you're off. I'm off. Well, I think so, as long as I don't get hung up on this mooring.
No, it'll go right under you.
Oh, okay.
A little fall off the rudder.
Yeah. Thanks for all the help, and have a good winter.
You too.
And maybe we'll see you again. Ah, there we are. Maybe we'll see you again in the spring.
Sounds good. We'll be here.
All right. So we say goodbye to the lovely Concordia yawls, as well as Padanaram, as well as Massachusetts, and a little bit of wind here. That's good. It should pick up as we get further out, as we begin making our way southwest toward the Chesapeake Bay. Winter is a-coming. There's a weak low pressure south of us, and the forecast this morning was just gentle northeasterly winds becoming more easterly, so I was hoping that'd be enough to get us out of Buzzards Bay and out into clear water, and if we could hang on to that, we would have nice easterly winds at least for 24 hours, and then they would become west and then northwest. Unfortunately, as you can see, it's we're right off Cuddy Hunk here, and it's just gone completely flat. It is Wednesday, the 13th of October, and we are approximately 15 miles west of No Man's Land, which is just a small uninhabited island south of Martha's Vineyard, which is also about on the same latitude as Nantucket. So, yeah, so we're not exactly off to a roaring start here. We left yesterday around 9 in the morning. It's about noon today. So in the 27 hours, we've barely covered 30 miles. So we're progressing just a shade over 1 knot. We've had light and variable winds. Pretty much, I remember leaving, the winds were northeasterly, kind of 5 to 10 knots. Then around noon, those just evaporated. And I was hoping to hang on to those northeasterlies and follow this dissipating low pressure system. I was hoping to get far enough from the land that I would stay in those northeasterlies and follow the lows south. But that didn't happen. And so Narragansett Bay last night was just a parking lot. Occasionally the wind would come in, but it was just light and variable. Just light and variable winds. And so it was really hard to make much progress. And the other thing is, whatever wind did come in, it was generally southerly, which is right on our nose. So yeah, we're progressing very slowly. And of course, I was still in the vicinity of a lot of buoys and shipping traffic and fishing boats, so couldn't get much sleep last night either. So right now, the wind is starting to come in from the west-southwest, which is good because that's what's forecast. This is supposed to gradually build this afternoon and becoming, kind of southwest, west-southwest. Hopefully we can steer a southerly course. Right now we're steering south-southeast. It'd be better if we could steer south-southwest. And I did manage to download the latest grid early this morning. I was still close enough to land to do that, and to get internet access through my phone. So it looks like into tomorrow, for the next couple of days, we should have light to moderate southwest veering west-west to northwest, which would be great. If we can have a couple days of that, that'll get us at least more than halfway there. And then a cold front. Then it looks like a cold front approaching, so the winds are going to go southwest. And when that happens, we're going to want to put her over on port tack and close the coast as much as we can. Depending what model you look at, that cold front could be kind of strong. Could get up winds 25, 30 out of the northwest behind the front. So, then northwest, and then that should gradually veer kind of north-northwest. So that's all good wind. Hopefully that'll get us into the bay. Because we were not able to hang on to those northeasterlies, this is probably this is going to be a pretty slow trip. So it's probably going to be 5 to 6 days now to cover that 350 miles. Just because we cannot really get a long enough period of fair wind to knock it off in 3 or 4 days. Actually, probably 6 days. So, and that's generally been, I went to Hadleys Harbor. There was a window to leave when I went to Hadleys Harbor. I said, well, I'll catch the next bus. And I sat around for over a week waiting for the next bus, and this is the best I could get. But there's no terrible weather, no big storms, so that's good, because remember, we are into October now, so we got to be careful. The weather can deteriorate pretty quickly out here.